I gotta find my notes and then I can go. I don't know what's been happening on my laptop, but I'm trying to figure it out. So give me a second, beautiful people, and then we can get this party started because I got notes on notes on notes. It's just about getting them to transfer from my phone to my laptop. And I don't know what's happening here, so technology. It be doing what it want to do sometimes. I think that's it. If it want to pop up, that's the thing. Where is it though? Where is that though? Well, I'm waiting on my folks to get online. I'm gonna figure this piece out, and then we'll be good to go. It say it's sent, but I don't know why my notes are acting crazy. Today we are going to be talking about our fast. It's the first day of the fast. Come tomorrow. You know, we do it the night before so that we have it to prepare. I'll send it out via email in the morning with all the links and all the things. Okay, you know what? I'm really annoyed by that, but that's okay. Anywho, so yeah, we are about to fast. Today is the first day of our 7-day financial fast. Okay, and so I'm going to get into why it's a financial fast and all the things the Lord just was sharing with me that we needed to do a fast based on our finances. And so just even in preparing for this fast, God is so good. If you are watching live, go ahead and type in live. If you're watching replay, go ahead and type in replay. I'm going to ask that you share the link to some friends, cover girls. Go ahead and share to the cover girls because, child, ain't nothing working right. My notes is not popping up the way that they need to. I'm about to drop these notes in Google Drive just so I can keep this party going. So we're just going to copy and paste, and then I'm going to try and hop back on because I don't know. But yeah, so the Lord basically said we needed to do this fast. I don't know if y'all got issues going on with your finances or you're just looking to gain more or whatever the case is. Now my internet is not working here, but I'm live with y'all. Tell me that's not weird. So clearly that's weird. Okay, it's coming. So it's a thing, baby. It's a thing. Cheese and crackers. I'm gonna tell you the way I've been having to just go back and forth. I hope y'all are doing well. I figured I would try and mommy task, do the things. So I got 2 screens going on, waiting on my notes to pop up. But we are doing a 7-day financial fast, and the Lord shared with me that we needed to just do some change. It's some change that needs to happen. I don't know if you are like me, but the Lord has always talked to me about being a storehouse. And it's very, very important when you are a storehouse. And this is not even what we're talking about here. So maybe we'll talk about that later. But when you are a storehouse, you are blessed to be a blessing to others. You have so that way you can give to others. And so you store up what is God's, because it's all God's, right? The 100% is all God's. We give him the 10%. But you store up the extra. And so one thing that he has been really, really big on with Pastor John and I is letting us know lump sums of money are coming. And praise God, they have been coming. And he's like, guess what? You don't get to do what you want to do when this money comes in. I need you to do this. I need you to save this money. I need you to sow this money here, that sort of thing. And so when you look at Daniel in the Bible, he was a storehouse, and so the um, Pharaoh put him in charge of um, all of Egypt when he had the wisdom to interpret the dream and share what God's mind was and what he had to say about the plan, to help sustain them when the drought was coming. I don't know if you're new here. I don't know if you actually know me or not, but y'all know I've been telling you the drought is coming. Baby, it's coming for real. It's coming. The drought is coming. And so it's really important for us to prepare. And so the Lord has just been talking to me about preparing, getting your affairs in order, getting your finances in order, making sure your home is in order, making sure your spiritual house is in order, and so that's why we've been talking about things like idolatry, no other gods. We've been talking about since the end of last year, right? And so idols are falling down. It's time to let go of the idols. It's time to let go of the things that you want and really be like, hey, Miha, I love you. It's time to be like, God, what do you want? What would you have me to do in this time? And so just getting back to the money, because today we are talking about the power to get wealth. Yes, it's very, very important to know that when the money touches your hand, it's not yours. All 100% of it is God's. And so we tithe, right? And we give the 10%, but with the other 90, we should be asking the Lord, what would you have for me to do? Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do with this money? Where do you want me to spend this money? And so that's why we're here. Okay. So for the next 7 days, we are going to be fasting. We're going to be turning over our plates from 6 a.m. I'm Eastern Standard Time, whatever time zone you're in, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay. And so I will be sending the email with all of the fasting details. You'll get the replay information and all of that stuff. We're going to send it at 5 in the morning. Okay. That way I'm not flooding people's emails at night. I don't want to do that. I want to respect people's time to just enjoy their night. It's 9 o'clock. I won't be sending emails late like that. And it's 7 days, okay? So we'll send them at 5 o'clock in the morning. If you missed the live, too bad on you, boo. You don't have to wait till 5, okay? That's just where we're at with it. Now, with this, you will have, your key scriptures. We got scriptures. If you got the first email, we got key scriptures in there just to meditate on, to be praying on, over, and listening to. And I updated the fast video. It's not my favorite, but it gets the information that you need. The first one was so much better, but it was just so muffled, and it just made me so sad that nobody could hear it. So I just wanted to make sure that you got the information of why we're fasting. So I pinned that in the email or on YouTube as well, which is under the fasting or first fruit fasting playlist, but it's fasting 101. So that is updated. And let's jump into, hey, Minister Tiffany, let's just jump right into power to get well. So our key scripture today is Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18, okay? And it reads, but you shall earnestly, I'm reading from the Amplified, remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he swore to your fathers as it is this day, okay? So one thing that I definitely want to call out is that wealth and wisdom go together. They go together real bad, okay? I mean, wealth and wisdom is like peanut butter and jelly. I don't know about you, but when I went vegan and tasted the peanut butter and jelly sandwich as an adult, game changer. I said, what have I been missing all this time? It's great. This is amazing. Wealth and wisdom are like peanut butter and jelly. They go together real bad, okay? You need the two together. And so what you see oftentimes is a fool and his money often part ways, okay? And so I want to make sure that we are, when God is preparing us, because he's such a gracious God, he always prepares us, right? He sends dreams, he sends visions, he sends provision. We have to be wise enough to know what to do with what it is he's sending our way. Okay, if you are fortunate enough to have land and you are a gardener, or you're able to live off your land as like a homesteader, well, wisdom would, be a thing to teach yourself how to how to store this stuff. You know, you don't want to be gardening. You don't want to be growing all of this food, and then you only can eat so much of it, and then the rest of it is just wasted. No, you want to save some. You want to give some away, and that's even being a storehouse. And so, just being a storehouse can be various different facets of having a surplus of something. Okay, so if you are able to live off of your land, you know, we had a surplus just from gardening and having pots in our backyard. And I would just garden, have pots in the backyard with like herbs and bell peppers, onions, we grew some fruit, potatoes, tomatoes, you name it. And so anything extra I would give away or take to work and that sort of thing. So I just want to just change your mind about how you're thinking about what a surplus is and what that looks like for you, okay? It's not always money. Wealth isn't always money too. But whatever it is that's coming across your hand, you need to be asking God for wisdom on what to do. And money is just the most practical thing, okay? Because everybody, if you're living in this economy, everybody looking for a little coinage, right? The prayer is that during this fast, as we're turning over our plates, that God would give us strategy and He would identify areas where we have holes in our pockets. It's like, you know, you got holes in your pocketbook and the money is just flowing out and you don't know where it is. You got paid and you're like, I don't know where am I spending my money. So wealth and wisdom are very, very, they're besties, okay? They go together. And so I want to read Ecclesiastes chapter 7. If somebody can type that out in the comments, Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verses 11 through 12. In the Message Bible, it says, wisdom is better when it's paired with money, especially if you get both while you're still living. Double protection, wisdom and wealth. Plus this bonus, wisdom energizes its owner. Baby, I said, ooh wee. If that ain't good, I don't know what is. Because sometimes y'all know I love me some TikTok, and so what did somebody say? They said wisdom is chasing after you, but you seem to be faster. And I hollered because baby, the screen that I scrumped. Wisdom paired with money, chef's kiss. Because again, you're going to know what to do. So again, I'm going to use Pastor John as an example. We've been talking, and so the Lord gave him some instruction. He said, you're going to get some money. You're going to come into a lump sum of money. You're not going to be able to do what you want to do with it. And so he got the lump sum of money, and it wasn't like life-changing money, but it, you can do a little something with, And so he was able to handle some business and take care of some things. But as soon as he got the funds, he was just like, Lord, what do you want me to do with this? What do you want me to do with this? And so he followed those instructions and got everything squared away that the Lord told him to, handle. And he was able to enjoy a little bit of it, but not too much because the Lord had already given him instructions. Well, guess what? He ain't done yet. The Lord said, okay, we're not done yet. I'm going to send more fundage your way. And the same instruction remains, okay? So we're still not able to do what we want to, okay? That's not it. When you get this money, come see about me. And you come see me and I'll tell you what to do with it. That stands true. That's wisdom, okay? I want you to really be thinking like that because I don't know if y'all are paying attention, but BRICS is a thing. They're trying to break down the dollar. The dollar is not going to be what it used to be. It's just not. We have cryptocurrencies and those sort of things. The government is, moving into, trying to get their own cryptocurrency. So the dollar is not going to be what we know it as today. Okay, so you need to be able to prepare and use wisdom with how you're going to do that. Okay, so wisdom is the thing that helps you, and it's paired with it. I really just like that it says it's double protection. So yes, 90 of your problems can be taken care of by fundage more than likely, but are you going to have the wisdom to use the funds the way that you need to? That's the first thing, okay? And I'm not big on telling people how to spend their money, but this is a time where you really want to be careful. This is a time where you really want to use wisdom because money is just not going to keep flowing like it's been flowing. Not for everybody, at least. Okay, it's going to be one of those. It's the best of times, it's the worst of times, and so how God is going to move is just how He's going to move, and it's not always how you're used to it. I need you to be flexible in there. Okay, I can pretty much vouch for you times where I never had an idea where my money was coming from, how I was going to pay for things. Was probably I used to be stressed because I wasn't trusting in God. Right. In hindsight, looking back, easiest time, hands down. Less stress than now, working and doing the things to be able to, fund your lifestyle. It's just like, actually, it was easier just to trust you and let you figure it out, God. Okay. But I just wanted to, just share that as an example. Um, Here's the thing, the power to get wealth. How do we get wealth? Okay. And so one thing that I learned in this is in getting wealth, we have to just go to my favorite scripture, Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 6. Okay. And so as I started reading, I'm like, actually, well, it's actually a little bit more than that. And so we're going to go to Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 12. And so, and I'm reading from the New King James Version. It says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not on into your own understanding. And all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Okay, that's 5 through 6. Here is some major wisdom. In verses 7 through 12, okay? It says, do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. Honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first fruits of all your increase, so your barns will be filled with plenty. Tell me that's not instruction. Tell me that's not instruction, okay? And your vats will overflow with new wine. My son, do not despise the chastening of the Lord, nor detest his correction. For whom the Lord loves, he corrects, just as the father, what does it say? Just as a father, the son in whom he delights. Child, I was fighting for my life with that one. Okay. Here's the thing. It's so good. There's so much instruction right there. And usually I'm just right there with 5 and 6, okay? Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not on into thy own understanding. And all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. That's my baby, okay? Because I'm a thinker. 1 plus 1 got to equal 2. And when it comes to faith, that's not how that works, okay? That math do not be math. And God's math is just way different, okay? It never makes sense. But that's faith, right? And so all of the rest of it, don't be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord. Depart from evil. Hello, we need to be living a holy life right now. And departing from evil is health to your flesh. Right now, we're about to fast. We're putting down our flesh, right? And it helps to strengthen our bones so that way we can be sustained. And then honoring the Lord with our possessions. This is why we fast and we give away our money. This is why we give away our lunch. We're honoring the Lord with our possessions. And I love that it says, and do this with the first fruits of all of your increase. So when I get a bonus, when I get blessed, I'm tithing. I'm sending it to Bishop, doing the things that I got to do. I'm putting it into the truth seekers. But I'm tithing. I'm giving it back to God in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay? So, that's really, really, really important. I want you just to get into the habit of that, which is why we fast the first 3 days of the month. This month is going to be the first 7 days, right? But it's just getting into the mindset of whatever comes across my desk. Not 7, but whatever comes across my desk, I want to give the first fruit of it to the Lord. And so guess what? We are blessed to be here another month. Lord willing, we make it to midnight tonight, right? Everybody don't make it. And so because we are making it, we're going to give the Lord the first fruit of our time. I'm going to give this time to you. And so I just thought that, like, chewing on that, if y'all just meditate on Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 12 tomorrow, in accompaniment to Deuteronomy 8 and 18, I just know the Lord is going to speak to you, and he's going to open that thing up so much more, because just looking into it today, this one wasn't even in my notes, just looking into it today, and I was just like, wow, Lord, I ain't never looked at it like this. Maybe it wasn't time for me to look at it like that. Okay. So because God gives us the power to create wealth, it means that we have the power to create, obtain, assimilate, or possess wealth. Okay. God is empowering you. He gives you the power, which means you are the person that's going to have to work to obtain that thing that is wealth. Okay. And so when you use the wisdom of God, you're able to obtain that power of wealth. And so then I got to thinking, like, well, Lord, why? I know, what do they say? The love of money is the root of all evil. I know not everybody is supposed to be rich, but everyone should have a form of wealth. Um, what does that look like for you? And that's different for everyone. Some people, it literally is just having enough to take care of their family and to not have to worry about their bills and, maybe have a little extra to be able to do something nice for their kid, and that's great. And that's never been my prayer. My prayer's always been like, all right, I need more because I like to give. You're never too poor to give, but I always like to give. I want to make sure that I can be a blessing to other people. I want to, be in a position where I can buy cars for those in need. I want to be in a position where if somebody needs a place to stay, I can put up first and last month's rent or the down payment for their house or that sort of thing. Like, that's just always been my heart, to be in a position to give. And so now it's like, now I want to give more, like I look forward to when I can be tithing $100,000 on a regular, consistent basis. Like, I like to give. So, what wealth and riches looks like to me might not look like that to you. And that's okay, because God gives seed to the sower. Everybody has a different, level that they want to be at and that they need to be at. Okay. So I'm just using me as an example because I'm here, okay? But I just started thinking, and I'm just like, Lord, well, why do you want us to be rich? And when we look at the scripture, He wanted these people to be rich to fulfill the covenant that He made with their forefathers. Well, guess what? You have some forefathers. And God wants you to be rich because guess what? God is a promise keeper. He keeps His promises. And so basically this oath and this covenant was made. Covenant was cut. And, excuse me, with covenant being cut, I got to keep my end of the bargain. Okay, remember I told y'all when when Abraham and God cut covenant together, Abram went through all the steps. He cut up the sacrifice. He laid it out just so that the blood was there. He walked through the cut up sacrifice, because he was doing his part of the covenant cut. Well, God is so good. He put him to sleep. He put him to sleep and came down and walked through the sacrifice as well. And that was a normal custom in the land where if you and I are cutting a covenant, we're going to, sacrifice this animal. We're going to both walk through the dismembered pieces. And basically we're saying, if I don't keep my end of the bargain, let whatever we've just done to this animal happen to me. I don't know about y'all, but I don't really want to be dismembered, okay? So for God to come down onto the earth and fulfill his part of the ritual, if you will, just into bringing the custom or officiating the custom. Let me say it that way. Officiating the custom, that's crazy good. Like, God, you are so amazing. Because who does that? The creator of this world does that? Okay. But there's a purpose for you to, have riches. I told you, my purpose is storehouse. I know I'm a storehouse. Pastor John and I were the storehouse. Okay? You have to ask and see God, what's your purpose? What's the purpose for the wealth that you're giving me? What's the purpose for the things that are crossing my hand? Okay? And so, let me just go to my next piece because God is so good. The Lord is the one who teaches you to profit. Okay? Y'all know I love what I do. I love helping entrepreneurs. I love helping people write their books. And so I've been, just digging back into my digital marketing bag. And the Lord was like, you got plenty of things you need to put out there, my good sis. And I was like, you're right. You're right. Let me go ahead and go to this website. And he was like, I mean, the website is cool. I need you to still do that, but actually go to this. And I was just like, I ain't never even heard of this. It was a Stan account, so I created a Stan account. These are not even all of the digital products that I've already had ready to go, because I've always just been helping people do these things, consulting and coaching over the years. Basically, front and back, about 25 products already on the site, or about to be on the site. Okay. In one sitting. Because I just listened to the Lord, because I just had this unction. We're just talking about this, the Lord. I quit this business. Okay, I was ready to shut this thing down, and the Lord was like, "Don't do that." Hey, I really need to get back to recording the journey, just so you can see. But yeah, the Lord, He teaches. This is always a thing that people come to. This is at CBJ when it comes to social media and writing and motherhood. Like, these are the things people ask about the most. Spirituality. I see you, and you're still able to be your authentic self, but you still love God with all your heart. You really don't let these places change you. You go and be your whole self everywhere you are, and God's light is shining. Like, teach me your ways. I need to know. And I'm like, what is this? Ask CBJ. Like, why are you asking me this? Like, nobody else lives this way. I don't know. I'm just grateful to God that He allows, people to see me in that light. But now, with this, I'm learning even more. It's like, girl, what you got in the house is already enough. So I gotta get back into my bag for, the podcast. And I used to do radio, and he's like, interviewing people and stuff again. So the podcast, I gotta, get that stuff going. But those are just things that the Lord has just been sharing with me while I'm studying to follow through on what He told me we were going to be talking about these next 7 days. Just for me. Imagine what He will be talking to you about in your quiet time, in your devotion time, when, you're supposed to be having lunch and you're turning over your plate and just spending that time with God. Okay. Game changer. You'd be surprised how many different ways He'll tell you to make money. Because, baby, I got about 15 of them. And I'm just talking about different strings. Like, all under the same little umbrella. And it just made my heart smile. Like, God, you're so good that you are a manifold God. And you are, you are the one teaching me how to profit, and teaching me how to profit your way. Because the thing about it is, hey, you want to have good success, right? You want to have good success. You don't want to have success to the world standard, because that's going to be fruitless. It's not going to last, which is why, going back to the point of when you do get it, right? When He does send the thing your way, you have to ask Him, Lord, how do you want me to manage this? What is it that you would have for me to do with this fund? Because guess what? It's easy to go ahead and do what you want to do. It's easy when I talk to my millionaire mentors. It's easy to be like, yep, I'm just going to pay off these debts. But then you still right back in the same position that you were in before. And don't get me wrong. It is wise to take care of your debts. But my millionaire mentors, they're like, yeah, but make sure you, buy a property so you can flip it, or use some of that money to where it's making you money. Don't just spend it all. And you still need to be tithing. So, that's just a few things that I wanted to touch on for you. But because the Lord is the one who teaches you how to profit, I wanted to just share, I'm going to say 6 ways. Yeah, 5 ways. I'm going to share 5 ways for you to learn from the Lord how to profit. Okay. And so the first is reading the Word. I'm telling you, I got so many different Bibles, it's ridiculous. So I just bought this Bible, which is like a notebook Bible. Because I love a good note. I love to take my notes. And it's not sponsored. I promise it's not. And then, I got several Bibles. I don't play about my Bible blickies. But the thing about it is, reading your Word, this is an open book. The life that we live, sometimes you feel like it's testing, right? It's an open book test if you just read the book. If you just read the book up and look up the circumstance that you're going through, you might can find a couple answers to help you get you through. Okay? So I want you to be in your word. Whatever it is that you're going through, I want you to be reading your word. When it comes to finances and all those things, I want you to be reading the word. Okay? The second thing is pray without ceasing. I need you to be praying without ceasing. I need you to be praying like nobody's business. And so John laughs at me now because he's like, you can just pray for hours. And I'm just like, it depends. But I had to learn to be that way. And I'm really just like, Lord, what do you want me to talk about? I'm just pray your heart, pray your mind. Like, what do you want me to say? And so just having an intimate time with him. And sometimes the intimate time that I would have with him would be quiet time. It would just be quiet time, excuse me. And in that quiet time, he would speak to me. And so, especially as a stay-at-home mom, I didn't pray very long. I didn't have time. I was like doing all the things with the kids. And so he was telling me like, no, yeah, you pray maybe for 5 minutes, but it's a sincere prayer. Don't go 5 minutes without praying, so don't go 5 minutes without praying to me. Just consistently be praying. And so praying consistently was a thing. Pray without ceasing. It doesn't have to be laborious. It doesn't have to be filled with all these words that are meaningless, but just praying consistently. The third thing and the third way he teaches you how to profit is to trust him. Remember, Proverbs 3, chapter 5 through 6. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not on into thy own understanding, right? In all thy ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. That's very, very important. But then number 4 is to be consistent or faithful. Okay, when you're faithful with little, God promotes you and gives you much. And so sometimes I think we get discouraged with what we have in our hand, but that's enough for you to get started. And so even with that little bit, do the best that you can with it. Even if you're tithing the 2 pennies, right? That woman, that widow who gave 2 pennies, gave everything that she had, and it was worth more and it meant more to God than the people that were given hundreds of thousands and millions, because it was just like, a drop in the bucket. That's nothing. It was the heart and the intention behind it. And so if you're consistently faithful with the little, I remember when Pastor John and I were like splitting the dollar burrito, we just tied what we could. $20 or $10 and a $5 offering, and that was the best that we could do. But we still gave our time, our talent, and our treasure in different ways. Volunteered at the church all the time. We practically lived there. Early service, midday service, and evening service. Wednesday night Bible study, Tuesday night prayer engine, Thursday choir rehearsal, you name it. So, we just did the things that we could, and we were faithful with what God gave us. And then the last one, point number 5, how God teaches you to be rich or to profit, is to seek the kingdom first. Matthew 6:33. Okay, when you seek the kingdom first and you don't worry about anything but the kingdom, all those other things get added to you. So I can definitely guarantee you that we have been most blessed by putting the kingdom first. We've been most blessed by opening our house up for Bible study. And then inviting people over. And we didn't have the best looking house when we started inviting people over, okay? I mean, seats was messed up. Like, John hated it. He still was like, I'm not inviting nobody to this house. And it's just like, but it's what we got. It's the best that we can do right now. You know what I'm saying? And so it pleased God. We were faithful with that, and then God was able to bless us with our next house. And so now God's talking about the next one, and I'm like, well, we're not even done with this one. We only been here 4 years, but okay. Let me just be quiet and prepared, God. You got it. You got this thing. Because, baby, I don't want to have it. I want to go wherever your provision is going to be. I want to go wherever your peace is going to be. So, there's that. In my studying, I did find another scripture that I thought would be really, really, really good for you. And it's the last one, in all honesty. And it is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 19. And this scripture says, as for every man whom God has given riches and wealth, and given him power to eat of it, to receive his heritage and rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of God. God has given us the power to get wealth. He has given us wisdom, and this is the gift of God, okay? The fact that he's given us riches and wealth. He's given us wisdom to do it. He's given us the power to eat of it, okay? And to receive his heritage and rejoice in his labor, because the hard work has already been done, and it wasn't by us, okay? I would never send my son to anybody's cross for you, okay? I just couldn't do it. Wouldn't be me. But that's why I'm not God. Hard work has already been done. I just want to put that out there. Now it's on us to trust in the Lord and do the things, okay? I want to leave you with wealth, and it's just a definition. And I thought it was really, really cool because I think sometimes we don't understand what it is that we're talking about. Wealth is euphoria as a piece, one of the words for it, and it says to possess riches, to be in a position of ease. Jeremiah 49:31. The possession of wealth is not regarded as sinful, but on the contrary, was looked upon as a sign of the blessing of God. Okay, this is why he says this is a gift. The doctrine of blessed are the poor and cursed are the rich finds no countenance in the scripture. Okay, so when we get jumping into other scriptures, money isn't a bad thing. God can bless you, but you got to be obedient. He has to know he can trust you. You got to be faithful with what he already has for you. So as we are praying and fasting these next 7 days, I need you to be on your Zoom. Okay, we are praying. You got the times. I'll put the graphic up on social media again. Seriously, just take a moment and pray. I need you to be in your word. When you get hungry, start chewing on one of these scriptures. Start chewing on one of the prayer focuses that we got in the word. It will help you. But most importantly, I want you to ask God, what is it that you would have for me to do? What is it that you would have for me to do? What do you want me to do with the wealth that you give me, that you already have, just with what you have right now? What do you want me to do with that, Lord? But then also, where are we going next? Show me how I need to prepare. You need to be asking God. Ask him for your instruction, because I promise you, he's the only one that can give it to you. He is the only one that, I'm telling you, those spiritual downloads, game changer, literally just a 20-minute devotion, like just sitting there meditating. He was like, you already got stuff. I just organized my notebook. My laptop. I just organized my laptop. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 folders of stuff I need to sell. Just of stuff I need to sell because I've been creating for years. That's just me. Not to mention the books. I gotta edit the books. So much stuff I need to get out there. What do you have that you're sitting on that you need to get out there? That could be a game changer for your finances. That you can make money in your sleep. That could catapult you to, have opportunities to speak or sing or perform or preach across the globe. What is it? Let me know. That's it. That's all. Okay, so I don't know about you, but I believe that these next 7 days are going to be transformational. And so I'm already stoked. Like, I'm already preparing for these next 7 days. Okay, we're doing 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. No meats, no sweets. We're not breaking our fast with meats and sweets. We're only doing fruits and vegetables. We're drinking water and tea. Bone broth is acceptable. Bone broth is great for your gut health. And so when you're already not eating and your body is in a space where it doesn't have to digest the things, the bone broth does help with your immunity. It does help if you have I want to say holes in your gut, leaky gut. There we go. And that sort of thing. So bone broth would be acceptable. Bone broth, unsweetened tea, water, go for it. Go for it. But when we break our fast, fruits and veggies. That's it. We're on straight up Daniel time because Daniel was hearing from the Lord. Daniel was getting visions from the Lord. Daniel was getting strategy and instructions from the Lord. Okay? And the great thing about Daniel, he got to praying at one of the lakes, and the name was acceleration. So it's my prayer that as you are really yielding to this fast, God will accelerate the answers to your prayers because you are yielding and giving your obedience to him as a first fruit, as a sweet smelling sacrifice unto the Lord. Okay? I'm excited for this. If you believe that too, I need you to type I believe in the comments, because I'm telling you, this is going to be a game changer these next 7 days. And you know, I'm really not a super excited person when I preach. I'll give y'all a little bit more personality probably here than live. I'll be super calm. But I'm excited about this one. I know God's going to do some great things. Get that journal. Have your journal near you. Sorry, I had to put my journal. Get your journal. Be prepared to write the things that God is speaking to you, okay? I started getting content list. I have just off the content list, just the things just from me praying about this, okay? Just for me praying about what I needed to say to y'all. God started speaking to me for me and my business, okay? I got 32. I got 30. 33. I got 33 posts ready to go for social media. I got a consultation in the morning. I'm not doing this. I have not been advertising anything. I've been so low key. I've been minding my business. I just been focusing on Bible study and school and my family. Like, that's it. And just in doing this, all these things are happening. God's starting to open up opportunities and doors. I still do a website for Bishop, and she's like, you speaking? You ready to speak again? Let me know, because I need to get you connected to the church. And I'm just like, I hear you, Lord. Thank you. I believe God's going to do something amazing during this time. So type I believe if you believe God's going to do something amazing for you within the next 7 days. So I'm excited. I'm going to let y'all go here. I will send this out in the morning. If you're already on my YouTube page, it'll be here. But I'm sending an email out in the morning, okay? I love you. 6 a.m., we on this thing, okay? Social media, if you got any questions, I'll always leave the Q&A on my stories. Ask the question. I promise it's anonymous, which is why I do it that way. Many of y'all have the same questions anyway, so I'll rather just answer it in a public forum, and then it's a temporary thing, okay? So each one of these nights is going to be recorded. They'll go into the playlist, and as you need more things, if you need something like I listen to things as I work, obviously I can't listen to anything secular, so I'll be listening to sermons. I'll probably be playing the First Fruit playlist and the Bible study playlist, and the Sunday morning playlist, just letting, because as God speaks to y'all, I have to go back and listen and be like, oh, that's good, Lord, okay, he starts speaking to me too, even through me. I don't know what I'm always going to say, and I have plenty of notes. This is going to be a good week. Next 7 days, nothing but supernatural. We're going to turn over our plates. We're going to believe the Lord for the supernatural. We're going to give him our natural. He's going to meet us with the supernatural. I love y'all. We'll do this again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live. TikTok, I don't know. I just wanted to test it out. I might go back to Facebook. I'm not going to lie. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, bye.